All right, I'm really excited about this part because this is really where the rubber meets the road for students in terms of are our classes really about continually growth and improvement, or are they literally designed to measure us, issue us a grade, and label us, which really reifies and reinforces a fixed mindset? So, do I actually get to use the assessments and do I get them? Do I get to reflect on them? Do I get to really dive into where are my areas of strength and where are areas that I really want to target for growth and improvement? And do I get to progress monitor my growth and improvement all along the way? And that is really, in my opinion, where the rubber meets the road for students in terms of, is this whole thing, school, really about growth and development, or are they just trying to measure me to sort and classify? And so once you've looked at the pre to formative to summative assessment process, and then we thought about how we chunk those assessments by skill, strand, standard, or topic. Now, what is the experience for students? Well, ideally, they will get a diagnostic, kind of what we call a self-reflection or diagnostic tool that's going to help them really go through this process and be aware of along the way metacognitively of their individual strengths and weaknesses. So here's an example again from my own practice that if you've watched the previous video, you saw I had a grammar and mechanics pre and post assessment. And so this would be a tool that they would ultimately get their assessment back, whether it's pre-formative or summative, and they're going to then diagnostically track and reflect on their progress along the way. So for example, they're going to record their pre-assessment scores here. So maybe on word parts, I got a 50, a vocabulary, I got a 75, grammar mechanics, I was 52% on the in sentence pattern. So I'm going to record those here. But then I'm going to drop down now and process my data on each of the individual chunks. So what does this look like? Well, for me, that's now going to mean in quotations and underlining, I might write here, I was, 5 for 5. I get that skill. I am good there. But phrases, I was 3 for 5. I'm okay there. Clauses, I was 2 for 5. Commas and semicolons, I was 5 for 25. And I know now really that that's an area of weakness for me. So as we progress along the way, I'm now going to record here my prep work. How well do I prepare and practice along the way? And then along the formative assessment with each lesson, when I take a quiz or a formative assessment, I'm going to then track my progress. So in this skill, grammar skill, which was underlining versus underlining or italics versus what I put in quotes, right? Now, when I know I started 1 for 5 on the pre-assessment, now on that lesson 1 formative assessment, I now move to 8 for 10. Okay, and so I get to really kind of go, once I didn't have any knowledge in this area or was this skill I was lacking in, but I had some instruction, I did some work, applied some effort, and now on my formative assessment, I have grown and improved all the way down to where you're going to get them to the end of the semester or the end of the unit or the end of the year, depending on what makes the most sense for you. You're going to drop all the way down, and I'm going to record my post-test scores in each of those areas. I'm going to process my chunks in each of those areas. So the commas and semicolons, I started the year, at 5 for 25, and then all along the semester continually going through that process, moving from pre-assessment to instruction and preparation and practice to formative assessment to maybe some buffer zone instruction, which we'll talk about later. Now I have now gotten to where I was, 22 out of 25. I've really grown. And then the key part here is at the very end, I'm going to actually celebrate how much I've grown and improved in each of those areas on my post assessments. So I know that I have truly grown and that this whole assessment process was designed to help me continually grow and improve. It was not just to sort of measure who I was as a student and give me a numeric or a letter label, but it was really designed to help me all along the way be aware of my areas of strength and where I wanted to target and what specifically I needed to target to help me grow and improve, and it helped me progress monitor all the way through this process of growing and improving in terms of those specific concepts, content, or skill areas. And this, I believe, is so huge and impactful for in terms of our student experience about what this whole assessment and grade things are about. Is it about measuring and classifying me, or is it really about helping me grow, learn, develop, and improve all along the way?